Welcome to another episode of Cook With Me, Gluten-Free. I'm Robin. If you've joined me before, thank you so much for tuning in and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Today, we are going back to trying out a gluten-free box recipe. What do you call these? You find these on the shelf and you're wondering, is it any good? This is the Krusteaz Gluten-Free Cinnamon Swirl. You can make this as a cinnamon swirl crumb cake or muffin. That's right, muffin. We're going to do the crumb cake today. I've always wondered about this brand as well as the pastries. And we all want something good to have our coffee with in the morning, right? So this looks pretty easy. I'm just going to quickly go through what you need for this recipe. If we're making the cake, we need a 1/4 cup water, a 1/3 cup vegetable oil, and 4 eggs. Wow, 4 eggs. That's a lot more eggs than I thought we would need for a box. And we're preheating our oven to 350 degrees if we're using an 8x8, 9x9 pan. So I'm going to open up this box. We're going to take a look at the ingredients and utensils that I'm going to use, and then we're going to get started and put this in the oven. Can't wait to taste it. Okay, we've got our 4 eggs, a 1/4 cup water, and a 1/3 cup vegetable oil. Specifically, I'm using canola oil. I've got my silicone spoon and my wonderful KitchenAid bowls that I love with the pouring spout. And I have pre-greased my pan. I am using my Pyrex. If you have joined me before, you know I love my glass Pyrex to cook in. I used a non-stick spray in mine. It's already pre-sprayed, and my oven is already preheating to 350 degrees. So I'm going to open up the box and see what we're working with. I'm going to do that right now. Let's see here. It looks like we've got a couple different packs. Here's our pack of mix. And this looks like it's our, yes, this is the gluten-free crumb topping. I mean, it looks, I can actually smell it a little bit. It looks like it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to get all of this into the bowl, and then we will go from there. All right, so we've got the eggs, the oil, and the water all in the bowl. So let's go ahead and mix this up. Now it says we're just stirring together water, oil, eggs, and our cake mix. Again, still surprised. This must be really fluffy because 4 eggs, you know, that's a lot for a box recipe. Now it says that the batter will be slightly lumpy. And once we get this mixed, we're going to spoon half of this into our 8x8. And then we'll add sprinkle half of the cinnamon topping on top. And then, you know, do it again. Put the other half right in. So I'm going to give this a good mix. Now remember, it is going to be a little bit lumpy. So when we come back, I'll put in half into our dish and sprinkle the topping, and then we'll be able to pop that right in the oven. Okay, we've got our greased 8x8, and we're going to put in half the batter. So we're just guessing, right? We're going to do the best that we can with what half is. I'm going to go with that and hope I didn't put too much. Oh, it's very thick. Be prepared for that. It's very thick. I don't see many lumps like they said on the box. I see a few, but not many. So I'm just going to kind of give this a little shake. And let's see. Well, we'll see if that's half. It's always fun to try to determine if it's half. All right, now I'm going to sprinkle what I consider to be half of this. And I'm going to break it up. It's not too solid. It's not like brown sugar, packed brown sugar that you really have to squeeze to separate. I may end up doing this with my hand because it might be a little bit easier. You may find the same. This is about half. So with clean hands, which I just washed my hands, I'm just going to kind of do it like this. Makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion. I'm going to get a little bit more, and I think that's probably roughly about half the bag, maybe. Okay. Now we're going to put the other half on top. Okay, I lied. Maybe a little bit more. We're going to put the other half on top, the other half of the batter on top. Now it says, drop the remaining batter in small spoonfuls over the topping layer and spread to the edge of the pan, and then sprinkle the remaining topping. So we're going to do this in small spoonfuls. All right, let's see what small spoonfuls look like. So I'm going with this, small spoonfuls. There we go. See if I can kind of create a little pattern there of spoonfuls. There we go. Small spoonfuls. All right, I'm going to do the small spoonfuls, and once I've got my small spoonfuls on here, I will be back. So I spooned this out in small spoons, and I'm going to just read what the directions say because this is a little bit confusing. Drop remaining batter in small spoonfuls over topping layer, which I did, and it kind of made this little bit of a mess here, and spread to edge of pan. So I'm going to spread it to the edge of the pan, and then once I do that, I'll sprinkle it with the remaining topping. So I'm using my spatula, and I'm going to spread to the edge of the pan. I'm not sure if this is right. Perhaps somebody from the company will tell me whether this is right or wrong, but I'm kind of just spreading it to the edge of the pan. I'm sure it'll taste delicious no matter what, right? Right? Certainly, yes. All right, we're going to call that spreading it to the edge of the pan. And then we're going to top it with the rest of the topping. And again, I'm going to use my hand, just pouring a little bit in my hand and sprinkling. Again, my hands are clean, everyone. My hands are clean. And let's see. I mean, perhaps I did something wrong, but I feel like I followed the directions to a T. It might be one of those things that's just really hard to mess up, but mine might not look as pretty. We're going to find out, though. Isn't this the best way to find out? Is to just give it a try. So if you've wanted to try this recipe, gluten-free friends, and you're just wondering, what's it like? Is it hard to make? What does it taste like? All of those things. Difficult to follow instructions? Questionable on the instructions piece. Questionable. But this is going in the oven. I'm going to kind of spread that topping out just a little bit. This is what it looks like going into the oven. And we're baking it on 350. When you're doing a crumb cake, we're baking it for 41 to 43 minutes. Now, my oven is notoriously fast cooking, so I probably will set my timer for about 35 to 37 minutes just to give it a check, just to make sure. And I will always let you know how long it took in my oven. So, all right, in this goes, and I will see you back when it comes out of the oven. Okay, it's time. Our Krusteaz cinnamon swirl crumb cake is out of the oven and it looks gorgeous. Now, initially I set my timer to 38 minutes. 38 minutes, and I felt like it needed a little more, so I added 3 minutes. So mine was a total of 41 minutes, and the box recommends 41 to 43 minutes. They like their odd numbers. But take a look at our lovely, lovely crumb cake. Oh my goodness gracious. Now, once it comes out of the oven, you want it to cool for 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Mine has been cooling about, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes, but you see, I got my fork, which means that I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. I'll come back with my plate. Now, before we give it an official taste, I want you to see what the inside looks like. I'd like to show you. You can, oh no, are you going to be able to see it? Let's see, there we go. You can see that it's swirled all the way through the crumb cake. It looks lovely. Now let's give it the official taste. I got the corner piece, obviously, because that's the best piece. It's always the best piece. Brownies, always the best piece in the pan. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, the cake piece, the cake part is not super sweet. So you really want it to integrate with the crumb topping. Oh my word. Oh, it's definitely a 2-bite taste test. Obviously, when I finish, I am definitely going to eat the rest of this. It is so good. Highly recommend. I don't like to rank. For a mix, I'm going to give this, this is easily a 9 out of 10. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Highly recommend the Krusteaz crumb cake. Walmart, Target, most of your local grocery stores, Publix, Kroger, they should all have it on the shelf. Definitely give it a try. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And next week, I'm going to come back with another mix, but we're going budget friendly next week. We're going budget friendly. So you'll have to tune in to the next Cook With Me Gluten-Free. Bye.